recording again.
Welcome to OnBullshit, episode 14.
14. Last one we posted, we said it was 12, but it wasn't.
I got the number wrong.
No, I think I said it first.
Did you? Okay, she got the number wrong. You're horrible.
I may be.
And I'm the panda.
I already forgot. No, we're talking about... You said you had something to say about Charlottesville.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we can start out with that.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay. So, as you all know, Charlottesville went down. There was a bunch of white supremacists who decided to protest in Virginia.
And it took Trump 2 days to... What's it called? When you call them out, say their actions are wrong? Denounce them.
Yeah, to denounce them,
That
make a
word.
speech about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Where he said it was... He said it's a problem on all sides, right?
Yeah, the
specifically...
first time he said anything about it is like something along the lines of, you gotta look at all the different sides of the issue. No, you motherfucker. These are white supremacist people trying to kill others because they don't follow their views.
I feel like this was clearly a one-sided thing, so try to make the we're all guilty argument just seemed like it was radically stupid and off-message, but...
And not precedent material.
Exactly.
But he thinks he's the modern day, technologically advanced president, but he's 71 and you don't know what the shit he's doing.
Is he 71 now?
Yeah.
I feel like he was slightly older, but...
I'm pretty sure he's 71.
You're probably right. I know he's in his 70s, I just... always fascinated by that. But anyway, yeah, so Charlottesville happened, there were the white nationalists, then there were the counter-protesters, and at first I was like super worried because I was like, oh no, this car drove in, and I thought like it was like somebody on the left who hit like the white nationalists, but it turns out, this car hit the counter-protesters.
Of course it did.
And it was another kind of white racially motivated person.
I think they said
something.
that one was a neo-Nazi.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not sure what the difference between straight-up Nazi and neo-Nazi is.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's relatively, to me, it's obscure. Like, they're all kind of...
I guess because the traditional quote-unquote Nazi is, like, all about the Aryan race.
Yeah.
Maybe the neo-Nazi is
just
just
borrow
white
a lot of their ideas
supremacy.
and apply it to white supremacy, yeah.
God.
But, yeah, I mean, it happened, and, this car drives off with James, whatever his face is. I should have looked that up.
No, because we don't care about him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's in jail now, so fuck that guy.
He's just a dickwad.
But it was kind of interesting because, like, after Trump makes a speech and is, like, trying to defend the movement, there was a court case filed against the white nationalists. And there was
as a whole, or as, like, a separate entity?
I think it was just as like an individual entity, and I haven't read the full thing yet, but what was kind of interesting was a debate was starting because like some of the more progressive groups like the ACLU were getting involved and were providing legal resources on the basis that they were making an argument that the white nationalists, as awful as they are, it's still protected free speech.
Protected under the Constitution.
And I get that, and it's one of those things like I'm usually a defender for that sort of thing but
not for something like this when you say other people have to die because they don't agree with your point of view, with your worldview.
See, and I thought there was actually a really interesting debate that came up as a result of that. Like, a bunch of people were making the point that, like, while it's probably okay to provide lip service for these guys because free speech should be protected and no matter how awful the group is, like, we should defend them.
Peacefully assemble.
Sure.
That was not peaceful after the car.
Well, and what they were making the argument on was, like, while you should pay lip service, or while it's okay to pay lip service to it, they shouldn't necessarily provide any defense and resources to the group. And I was kind of taken back by that because I was thinking, I hadn't really thought of it from that point of view. To me, like I thought the ACLU was right. Like, it's they're fucking awful, but they should defend these people because it is a free speech matter, but maybe not.
Maybe not. What's it called? Was it the right venue? Because I know there are public venues for that kind of thing.
Sure.
Was that a public free speech venue?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm starting to kind of lead in the way some of the other people did. There was one of the lawyers, I think, for the ACLU directly that decided not to get involved. That was pretty angry because he thought, like I said before, like they shouldn't give any resources to it because this was, because you don't necessarily have to defend them.
Yeah, I was thinking it comes down to the lawyers. They are allowed to decline anyone as a client at their discretion. And
that's not, basically advocating for ending free speech. You're just choosing not to defend
this particular
one, which is by this awful group.
Yeah.
And so, but at the same time, like, a part of me wonders too, like, we need to have defense resources for people that are awful, like in everyday court cases, right? Like, serial killers should have a lawyer. We need to make sure the system's working. So I just kind of wonder.
It's one of those double-edged swords, because if you refuse to defend one awful, horrible piece of shit human being, you decide to not represent other less awful people.
Yeah.
Like, murderers, sure, you committed a murder, but what if it was in self-defense?
Sure, exactly. We don't know.
It's one of those conundrums that, fucked if you do, fucked if you don't.
And the problem is, if you get to the point to where you're being too picky and it's just like, I'll only defend, the free speech I like, it's like...
Then you're just
what if other lawyers do that? And like, the system has to... We need to have good public defenders.
Yeah, it's that whole checks and balances thing. Like, you can't nitpick... Okay, you do have those specialized lawyers.
Yeah. But
you can't nitpick what case you will and you won't take, because then you'll be like, well, that lawyer that doesn't like to take the quote-unquote hopeless cases.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, and that's legitimately a problem, I think, in legal, in the legal world, that a lot of lawyers now have gotten to the point that they try to specialize in cases and only take ones that they know they can win, so they can have, like, the, great track record. But I think we just need more people to go into public defense, to be honest.
God, but it's such a hard area to, like, it's a lot of gray.
It's a lot of work, tons of hours, little pay, probably little gratuity, and
lots of stress.
Yeah, lots of stress. There's not a whole lot of reason, I think, for most people to be attracted to it, for sure, but at the same time, like, I respect the hell out of anyone that does it.
Dude, for sure.
But that was sort of the thing I wanted to bring up on Charlottesville.
It's a hard issue to even talk about. Like, I don't remember. It was harder than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you were trying to threaten people that are just counter-protest you, but it pisses you off. I'm not sure if he was trying to scare them or if he was legitimately trying to kill them.
I think he was trying to kill him. Like, I don't see it being any other way.
And this is one of those people that, because he's a white person, they're just gonna say he's mentally disturbed.
Of course.
If it had been someone of color, straight to jail, you're a murderer, we're not gonna help you in any way, we're just gonna stick you in the system.
I don't remember if we brought this up on one of the other podcasts, but maybe we did. But like, if it were a brown person, it's terrorism right away.
Yeah, if it was one of us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Mexican, so I'm automatically a drug addict, a drug dealer, and a rapist, even though I'm a woman. Well, I mean, women can rape too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, like, I'm just a bad person. I need to get thrown over the wall.
You're a bad hombre. No.
Yes.
No, but me being brown skin, like, if I did anything, they'd be like, did he have ties to Islam? Is he...
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah. Was he a disenfranchised Muslim in the U.S.?
God damn.
Who was persuaded by ISIS?
Where's your towel? Towel head.
Exactly. So... Sorry about the phone. Anyway, yeah.
It's one of those racial profiling things, even though it's against the law. Everyone does it, whether they're part of law enforcement or not.
And, like, some profiling, you understand why security people do profiling. Like, there's uses for it in certain cases, but what we do now is just, I think, blatantly racism.
I don't think profiling is effective in preventing crimes at all.
Agreed.
Because if you're trying to prevent a crime because you assume someone is a terrorist or like a thief or something like that, then you commit a crime trying to prevent a crime that's probably not even going to happen.
No, I think you hit the problem on the head. Like, I think the biggest problem with a lot of the defense agencies and why I'm not so trustworthy of, like, the FBI, even though a lot of people are, like, looking to them to stop Trump and, you know, delegitimize him by making these leaks. It's exciting on the one hand, but on the other hand, when you, like, look into these organizations' histories, you start to realize, like, they are some of the worst.
They're the ones that perpetuate misinformation to begin with.
And have created the problems we have with profiling and, you know, furthering the racist narratives and worrying about brown people being terrorists, things like that.
They say they're not, but they're pretty much like the source of all these things. Like the CIA, not so much because, you know, they investigate slightly different things than what the FBI does.
Well, and they function overseas, right? I think they cause problems, like, overseas specifically.
Yeah, they're not helping us. And then the stupid thing with North Korea. So, like, instead of trying to... Okay, I know we need to do something about them. Not we, as in the U.S. specifically.
Right.
But before we try to take care of the foreign threats, we need to take care of the threats in home. The ones that are in the States, feet on the ground.
Yes.
Threats that we know are there that we're not doing anything about, like our president.
I guess, honest opinion, do you think we'll go to war with North Korea?
Yes.
After Trump?
Yes.
I hope not, but yeah, I worry.
Trump keeps saying he has issued the challenge. If you do anything, it looks like you're going to do anything against us, we're going to rain fire and brimstone down on you. That is a straight up glove to the face challenge.
I see the thing that pisses me off though, like North Korea, I legitimately feel like is one
terrifying.
of those. They are. Don't get me wrong. Like Kim Jong-Un is insane. I absolutely agree with anyone that
The
feels
entire
that way.
family is insane.
The whole family, yeah.
I hope he's sterile.
But the thing is, like, those countries a lot of times, as awful as the regimes are, if they go unprovoked. Like, if we just don't fuck with them, they usually back down and we don't really have anything to worry about.
Yeah, not to mention, they are tiny.
Right. That's the thing. Like, if we start a nuclear war, I think a lot of conservative-minded people think, oh, well, North Korea is tiny and we can just, like, you know, fuck them over at no time. But they still have nukes. Like, it would be a horrible catastrophe.
What is it? Don't we have... The reason they are, like, threatening Guam, don't we have, like, a huge nuclear cache right there? So, like, of course they're going to go for that first, so the fallout from that initial explosion, it's going to just...
Bad.
Yeah. So that initial fallout, even if we obliterate North Korea with one missile, they can fuck us over for, like, a century or more.
Absolutely.
So, don't poke the fucking sleeping lion that's not sleeping.
That's the thing. Like, to me, it doesn't feel like we're at that point to where we have to go to war. But I feel like under Trump, he's gonna fucking escalate things to where we may very well see a missile get fired.
And he's losing his allies left and right.
Yeah.
So we might be the largest country, like, land-wise, but a good chunk of our military is overseas.
Well, and do you just mean, I was gonna say, because I think Russia, right, is officially the biggest in China. Mm-hmm. Like, third, so...
Yeah. So, Russia's not our biggest fan. China is not our biggest fan.
We don't have good relations with either.
Yeah, so like the two other countries that are like as big as us landmass wise, they're just gonna look at us and starting to get blown up and they're just gonna laugh. Maybe not to that extent, but you know what I mean. They're not gonna help us.
Well,
Hi, kitty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have a cat here on the table with us, so...
The cat's more important than Kim Jong-un.
Not right now. No, but really, like, God, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out, but I really hope to God we don't go to war with North Korea.
Best case scenario.
We have goddamn Trump in office, though, so anything can happen.
And even if we impeach him, Pence's views align with him very closely, don't they?
They do. The only thing I see, I'm trying to debate whether it's still better or worse if Pence were to take over, like if Trump ever resign. And that's the thing. The thing that I feel like is a safety with Pence is that he's clearly been a Republican senator for some time, and he would play Republican politics and do like sort of the normal Republican Party line things. And that's not to say that that's
not do
great.
The whole "I'm new, look at all the new things I'm doing" like Trump.
Yeah, like things would still suck, but at least it's like Republican business as usual, which isn't great. It's just what we know.
More money to the big banks, to the big corporations, the oil tycoons.
But then at the same time, when you delve deeper, it's like it's Mike Pence, and this is the same guy who hates
everyone,
gay people, well, likes to take away gay rights, and what was it Pence that said like he can't ever be in a room with a woman alone that's not his wife because he has to have his wife with him because otherwise it's like cheating to him.
God, that's so fucking stupid. Like, then don't leave your house, please. Yeah,
you're just like, well, what happens if you have to go out to dinner or something, take someone out to dinner as a formal thing, a meeting with another woman? Like, are you just going to awkwardly bring your wife there?
Even though she shouldn't be hearing what you're going to talk about?
My wife has to be here for this.
Otherwise, I'm cheating on her. In my own mind, I'm cheating on the wife.
Yeah, like, what if you were having dinner with, a foreign leader of another country that happened to be, a woman?
Yeah, like the leader of Germany.
Yeah. Hey, Angela Merkel, here's my wife. She's coming with us. Hope that's cool.
She's not really listening. Just ignore her.
Yeah, she's just here to make sure we don't try anything.
God damn. Which Mike Pence, you.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like anyone with that, hair color, that, platinum blonde look, is just...
I can't tell if it's, because his hair's completely white, or if it's just that blonde.
I don't know. He looks like an albino person.
He does.
He's so pale. Sorry, I digress.
Ah, shit, we're done.
That's alright. Well, anyway, that was kind of a fun episode that passed.
Yeah. See, we don't need lists and stuff to talk about.
No. Do you want to explain, since we're over time anyway, real fast, why we talked about Leviticus?
Oh, yeah. A few episodes ago, we were talking about Leviticus, but we never said why. It's because in Leviticus, there's the passage that says that man shall not lie with man as he does with a woman. Okay, but people from the Christian religions, they take that specific line for hating on gay people. But the entire book of Leviticus, it outlines a lot of different things. And when people say that, like I was telling the panda, I always want to ask, do you perform animal sacrifice? Have you ever had a tattoo? Do you eat your meat rare? All those kind of things. And, according to Leviticus, willingly cutting yourself open, such as a surgery or a tattoo, eating pork, and eating meat with blood in it are a sin. So why only take the one line and not follow everything else from the book? That's why we were talking about it.
We will probably dive into this more in the next episode.
Probably.
All right. Goodbye, lovely people.
Bye.